Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the SmackDown report for the 28th of January, 2022. This is the Royal Rumble Go Home show, and I have never, in my 30 years or 33 years as a fan, been so lackluster for a Rumble as I am here in a show. A bunch of people promised to win the Royal Rumble, and absolutely no one cares. Charlotte Flair makes her way to the ring, starting off SmackDown, promises to win the Women's Royal Rumble tomorrow night. She notes it's impossible to prepare for the surprises that could happen, claimed she would have waited till WrestleMania, but she takes control and doesn't depend on fate. Flair promises to change the game tomorrow night when she wins the Rumble and chooses her opponent at WrestleMania. Shayna Baszler's music hit and she walks to the ring. McCaffrey admits Baszler scares the heck out of him. Baszler then promises when it comes down to the two of them, she vows to snap Flair like a twig. Baszler promises to win the Rumble and challenge Flair for the title. Aaliyah's music interrupts and she walks out wearing Aaliyah's 317 shirt. She's excited to be in her first Rumble and possibly in WrestleMania. Flair acts like she doesn't know who she is. Natalya then interrupts and makes fun of Aaliyah. She notes that she's 3 times Guinness record holder and promises to throw out Aaliyah tomorrow. Shotzi interrupts and said she'd steal the spotlight tomorrow night when she wins the Rumble. Flair becomes frustrated that they all thought they could win. Flair claimed nobody could beat her. Sasha Banks' music hits to a big reaction from the fans. She notes that she's back and ready to rumble. The fans pop and break into a Sasha chant. And she slaps Flair. Everybody brawls around the ring. Aaliyah sends Natalya out. Baszler then Flair throws out Aaliyah. Banks and Flair have a stare down. Flair tries to kick her and then throws her out of the ring. Banks celebrated, ending the segment. Recap: Ricochet breaking Rich Holland's nose at day 1. Megan and Rich Holland and Sheamus and Holland. Sheamus promises to defeat Ricochet and Cesaro tonight. Sheamus gives Holland a mask to protect his face. This is not by any means a good thing. I don't know. The match is just here. It's fine. Sheamus and Holland defeat Cesaro and Ricochet. 10:44. The match is fine, but it's inconsequential. Sheamus then goes for the side headlock. Cesaro escapes twice. Frustrated, Sheamus jumps out of the ring to get away from him. On commentary, Michael Cole mentions it's Sheamus' birthday. McCaffrey tries to wish Sheamus happy birthday as he walked on by. That doesn't go well. Cesaro then gets a headlock on Sheamus and breaks free. Ricochet and Holland goes back and forth. Holland mask doesn't seem to fit him well, and he has a hard time keeping it on. Ricochet sends Holland to the floor. Flip dive by Ricochet. Holland then is out of place, so Ricochet crashes into the floor. Back from the break, heels are in control. Holland takes over during the commercial break and hits a tackle. Cesaro and Sheamus both get attacked at the same time. Cesaro manages to hit him from the middle rope and hits an uppercut. He then runs down and they continue. Sheamus then goes for the Irish Curse backbreaker. The Cesaro counters into a small package near fall. Sheamus then rocks Ricochet with a jumping knee. Cesaro then hits giant swing, but Holland makes a blind tag. Holland rocks Cesaro with a couple of shots, but is wearing the mask. They recap Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens post this match, and again, then we see Holland nailing Cesaro with a headbutt. He hits the Northern Grit to win. I understand they're trying to get somebody new over. I don't know that Holland is it, but anyway. Recap: Rollins and Owens beating the Usos. Usos banned from ringside tomorrow night. Discussion of the Royal Rumble. It's all about the numbers. Rumble video. Bianca Belair could be the first superstar to win back-to-back Rumbles since Stone Cold 24 years ago. Good gosh. So, good wrestling hasn't been around in nearly 25 years. Anyway. Naomi defeats Sonia Deville. Deville and Naomi start slow and they drag times picking it up. Why wouldn't you save this for the Premium Special Rumble? Anyway, in the back, Sonia orders referee to help her win. Referee then told Deville he'd call the match down the middle. Deville's furious and walks away. Naomi and Deville are face to face in the ring. There's instructions promising to call the match down the middle. Deville takes early advantage after several times slow pacing it. Deville briefly regains control after a near fall. Deville yells at Edgar to count a little bit faster. Back from the break, Deville hits a spine buster for a near fall. Naomi jumps in, rocks Deville with a kick to the head. There is a Naomi chant after a flying crossbody. Deville then drives Naomi in the corner, takes over. Naomi hits a suplex and slams her. McCaffrey tries to explain the move to Cole. Then we go from Naomi fighting back and hitting out a sit-out full Nelson bomb for near fall. Deville then pokes Naomi in the eyes and rolls her up with tights for another near fall. Deville slowly walks to the back as Naomi celebrates winning the match. Naomi hit the rear view split leg moonsault for the win. Naomi tells Deville to leave and mocks her, and then Deville left coming back furious. She said she'd be a surprise entrant in the Rumble match. In the back, Kayla Braxton interviews SmackDown Tag Champs, the Usos. They promised that Reigns would beat Seth Rollins without their help. Viking Raiders approach champions. Jimmy mocked them for having feast and smelling bad. Raiders then pulled out axes and threatened them with them. I don't know that this is particularly something that would be PG related. In Zayn, Sami Zayn interviews Jinder Mahal and Shanky. Zayn notes that he had to change the format from Stunts and Pranks to a podcast. Zayn pointed out that Mahal and Shanky take on Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. Anyway, fans break into a Johnny Knoxville chant. I don't know why anyone cares about this guy all these years later. Rick Boogs appears on the stage and introduces Nakamura. Zayn gets in his face, and Nakamura and he go to battle. Then the Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura, I forgot he was even the champion. And Rick Boogs defeats Jinder Mahal and Shanky. I don't know, the match is just here. Match started during the break, so we don't care about wrestling. And Zayn joins the commentators, and he's mad at Pat McCaffrey for cheering for Nakamura and Boogs. Boogs and Shanky fight in the middle of the ring. Boogs overpowers Shanky and gives him a suplex. Boogs then tries to tag Nakamura. Zayn pulls him off the apron. Finish comes when Boogs knocks Shanky down with a shoulder tackle. He then gives Shanky the Boogs Cruise for a win. McCaffrey then compares it to Hogan Andre. I don't know why. In the back, Kayla Braxton interviews Kofi Kingston and Biggie, promising to win the Royal Rumble tomorrow night. Notes that if one of them wins, they all win. They recapped Happy Corbin, Madcap Moss injury to Drew McIntyre. Then we go to, this show is dragging, by the way. Then we go to New Day, Biggie and Kofi Kingston defeating Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss 7-10. Match picks up, I guess, in the middle. Heels take early advantage. Corbin hits a squash in the corner. Kingston then fights back, hits a standing dropkick, climbing to the top rope, and hits a trust fall back from the break. The heels are in control, beating down Kingston. Biggie gets the hot tag, goes nuts. Corbin gets hit with a couple of belly-to-belly suplexes, following up with the Uranagi on Moss. Corbin then goes around the ring post and clothesline, but Biggie hits the belly-to-back suplex instead. The heels recover, and Corbin hits a deep six for a near fall. They set up another move, but Biggie pulls Corbin out of the ring and hits him with the steps. New Day then hits the Midnight Hour on Moss for a quick win. Face-to-face, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins to close the show. And this is how they want us to care about the Royal Rumble, the second biggest show of the year. Anyway, Universal Champion Reigns makes his entrance. Cole noted that only 4 people had held the world title longer than Reigns, including Pedro Morales, Bob Backlund, Hulk Hogan, and Bruno Sammartino, back when wrestling actually mattered. Anyway, Cole added that Reigns came out without the Usos. The Usos went into the corner. At the Royal Rumble, Rollins and Reigns get a big reaction, which comes out Reigns then demanded that Kansas City acknowledge him. Rollins thanked Reigns for interfering last week in the match, mocking Reigns, noting that he needed the help from interference. Reigns admitted he caused DQ because he knew Rollins and Kevin Owens would beat the Usos. He didn't want to bring more shame on his family. However, Reigns isn't worried because he's in a good mood. Then Rollins discusses their past and brings up cashing in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 31. So we're talking about nearly, 7 years ago? Is that even memorable at this point? Anyway, cashing in Money in the Bank and beating Reigns for the title. Breaking up the Shield, Rollins notes that Reigns achieved many accomplishments but could never beat him. Reigns is speechless, and Rollins laughed at him. Reigns admitted that he never forgave Rollins for breaking up the Shield. He never forgave Rollins for what he did to them. Rollins said Reigns' joke to his family. Reigns loses control, becomes angry. He pushes Rollins. Reigns then tries to hit the Superman punch on Rollins and escapes. Rollins walks off laughing at a frustrated Reigns. I know they're not going to switch the title, but I don't think they have anybody else that really matters in the company at this point. Anyway, we'll be back with more right after this.